Hi there, welcome back. Felipe here, your crazy creative designer from Germany. I'm glad you're here. If you find some value from the video, I would very much appreciate a like and a subscribe button. It means the world to me. As I try to put out more content aligned with good design principles, creative design, and individualized solutions that audiences will never forget. All right. So today I wanted to talk about a little topic that's been crossing my mind, going through my mind in the last couple of weeks, especially after talks with some colleagues of mine who do theme development, who are also designers, fellow theme developers, fellow coders and copywriters, right? So I've been talking to my network about this, and especially because it's a subject that I value and appreciate very much. But however, on the other hand, I'm a little biased on it, and that is the subject or the notion of what makes good design or what makes effective design. And what I've been hearing a lot and have heard since the beginning of time is that design is there to convert, to lead the user to a particular action, like to purchase a product or to send out a form or to give you a call or to, lead magnets, etc., offer their email address, etc., subscribe, and so on and so forth, So this is especially very popular among sales psychologists and other in administrators and marketers working in e-commerce, but actually in general commerce as well, also in physical stores. But it's a difficult topic. But I wanted to give you some thoughts on it. Obviously, as a creative designer, as I mentioned, I'm going to be biased towards design always, but I try to keep my mind open, and I have a lot of experience in this area, in the design stage and in the sales psychologist stage, that I am in a position to judge both of them. And yeah. And, at the end of the day, I'm working on another initiative of mine, which is called the Perfect Product Page. And you'll see why that relates to today's topic. Today's topic, once again, to reiterate, is what makes good design, what makes a design functional. All right. So back to the initiative. I'm working on an initiative. It's called the Perfect Product Page, wherein I seek to implement the best of design world and the best of sales psychology world. And it's supposed to it's aimed at e-commerce. So it's not a B2B website or a lead magnet, nothing like that, but it's built with the conversion, with a purchase as a conversion in mind. And in this page, I sought out to, as I mentioned, to balance good and effective design with conversion rate optimization, which is CRO, or sales psychology, to raise conversions. And the issue I find here is that whenever I talk to sales psychologists and marketers, they're going to tell you that design is there to convert or to lead to a specific particular action, and design plays very little role in conversion rate optimization, blah, 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 blah. And then on the other hand, I hear from fellow designers who are pure designers. They're like, who cares about conversions? Who cares about marketing and purchases? I just want to do good design. I just want to design the shit out of it, And I used to belong to that camp, I used to belong to the purists, to the design purists that has no or very little consideration to real life conversions, whatever that may mean. And on the other hand, we are facing the marketers who are like, the only thing that matters is conversions, So to the clash of two very strong-willed individuals from both spheres. In what I'm seeking, what I sought out to do with the Perfect Product Page is to combine both into an effective product that is well designed, that is beautifully designed, that also includes animations, but that also converts in terms of purchases. That's the meaning of conversion in this particular case, right? Conversions mean purchases. And I'm still working on it, but I'll keep you up to date. I have already a draft version done. Maybe I'm going to include it in the description. We'll see. But or I'm going to publish it in the future. I'm working on the premium version, so it's going to take a while. But it is one of those initiatives dear to me because, as aforementioned, I used to belong to the design purists, and I still am in a way. I just like to design. Just want to design shit, make it look cool, make it feel cool, make it beautiful, make it aesthetic, make it pleasing. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's quite the opposite. Aesthetics are the language of emotions, and we definitely want to evoke emotions on the part of the target audience or the customer. And what I've learned is that 95% of our decisions on a day-to-day basis are heuristic, so they're based on the underlying psychology that we use every day to make around 20,000 different decisions in any single day, any single given day. So it's very interesting that marketers would think that design plays no role. I find it absolutely fascinating and wrong, incredibly wrong. And on the other hand, I also get the marketers. I now understand the perspective that naturally a shop has to sell, right? Or a business that is selling to clients has to convert, has to get attraction and have more customers, etc. So, and this is why it's very important to me to find a compromise, a balance between each, because I think it is possible. I do believe it's possible. And so subscribe if you would like to hear more updates about the perfect product page. I'm going to be bringing it out, rolling it out in the next couple of months, I believe. Anyways, the main topic today was, however, detaching design from this message that I've been seeing more and more, that design is only good if it converts, and I'm gonna turn on my designer brain, which is 99% of my brain, and just 1% is the conversion sphere in my mind. But I'm gonna put it out there that good design is not necessarily design that converts. I don't think that's true. I think it is true in some contexts, as the examples I mentioned, as the context that I gave a couple of minutes ago. But I believe design for the sake of designing can also be absolutely fantastic. It can also lead to conversions, like indirectly, without having conversion in mind. Because as I said, aesthetics are the language of emotions, and we want to use it. And so there are fantastically designed websites out there that have a shit ton of animations that still convert fantastically well, or they convert especially because they are so well designed. They are so beautifully designed. That inspires people, and that can lead people to action. That can drive something. That can make a difference, make a huge difference. And so I'm going to put it out there that sometimes the objective is art, and art does convert. There are lots of people out there that love to buy art. They pay millions and billions and gazillions of dollars to purchase whatever is considered art or not art. Art is a very difficult classification, and it is extremely subjective, in my opinion. Design principles are a little more objective in that design theory, in the vein of design theory, like grouping, gestalt, layouts, placement, colors, etc., etc. So the design principles are, I believe, much more objective than what is considered art. And art, as I said, also moves people. Art also leads people to the slaughterhouse, in a way. So it also drives conversions. And sometimes animations that can be considered, a hindrance, they're exactly what makes a difference. Or, like well-timed interactions or user engagement, like let's say with the mouse, like moving stuff, etc. So I'm going to put it out there, and that I'm going to go against this trend a little bit, right now because I feel like it. That good design is not only design that converts. Art, like someone once told me, design is art that sells, and um, or art that is sold, something like that. But I believe firmly in the fact that art is subjective, and that design, therefore, by extension, can be subjective in the eyes of the beholder. So the most important thing is for you to understand your niche, your product, your service, your offer, your target audience, your desired audience, your ideal customer persona, and your branding to create something that is tailored and accounts for all those aspects, for all those perspectives. That is the best way to go. And in along the lines of that particular process, we may find out that a website with 27 different animations and color changes and timings, etc., converts much better than a static page with 3 buttons, So let's not try to diminish the impact of UX, of UI, of design, powerful design, of aesthetic design, content-driven design that people will not forget. That is my slogan, by the way. Just it fits so well to the situation. Let's not diminish the power of design, and let's also not diminish the job of marketers and sales psychology. But they can go hand in hand. And as much as I'm subjectively tied to design, because it is my job after all, I do understand both perspectives. But I believe, and that's the crux of it, I believe marketers, sales psychologists, they are overlooking one of the major aspects of a website. And this is not results that you can simply find out with ABC testing or with systematic testing, such as marketers and psychologists love to employ. It is a powerful emotional reaction that, let's say, this particularly extremely customized and full of interactions website, let's say it moves one person as opposed to 100. Yeah, just as an example. It still doesn't mean that the one that drove 100 conversions, or the design that drove 100 conversion is better or worse. Maybe all you need is one person. Maybe that's the billionaire who wants to purchase 10,000 products at the same time, as opposed to 100 people purchasing 5 products at the same time. So you can't say it like that. I don't think you can. You cannot summarize it that way. You cannot assign that level of importance mainly and simply because of differences and variables in the context of conversion rates. It is short-sighted. I want a holistic view, and I don't want to diminish what I do because it matters. It matters a lot. And what other designers do as well, which they probably do much better than I do. There are so many talents out there that I see every day, and where I'm like, hey, this makes a difference. There are people who appreciate design. There are people who appreciate art, and those people will be exceptionally invested in something that is considered against the grain by marketers and sales psychologists. So at the end of the day, what I want to say with this, the most important thing you can do is to adapt and to create something that is custom. This is the point. You don't want to create mass attraction. You want to create specific attraction, custom attraction. And that can only occur via the power of differentiated design and differentiated sales psychology. So yeah, let's not diminish each other's fields. Let's work together and let's be at peace. There is a universe where both can collaborate and make the best out of both worlds. I truly believe in it. But when in doubt, I'm gonna stick up for design because I think it is very underrated, and I really don't understand why. you know. So yeah, this is my rant. I hope it makes sense to you, or little sense. If you found some value from it, hit the like button, hit the subscribe. Again, it means a lot to me. And yeah, tune in the next couple of weeks. I'm going to be expanding on this subject because it is very dear to my heart. And stay tuned for additional updates and other videos surrounding design and e-commerce and everything to do with that sphere. So thanks a lot for watching so far. See you next time. Just